And I want to say something about Emma. Emma voted for Gascon. Emma actually didn't know, because she didn't know how these policies would end up affecting her. And when she found out what he was doing the moment he got in office, she had buyer's remorse. So it's a very powerful story.
Wow.
Please know who you're bubbling in for. When your vote and that bubble has a severe impact on the world we live in. And now I do want to introduce another good friend, Paula Ramirez. Paula Ramirez is a victims advocate and just a community great person. So we're so happy to have you here.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out this morning on this beautiful Los Angeles day. So, it's exciting to see everybody out here.
Louder.
Or just put it closer to your mouth.
It's exciting to see everyone out here today, and I'm very happy to be here in support of recall efforts for all three of these candidates. Elected officials. I have a couple of stories I want to share with you, specifically about the George Gascon effort. I am the spokesperson for a murdered LAPD officer who was murdered in 2019. And under Jackie Lacey, initially, the shooters, who are known gang members with a history of gang activity, were charged with full enhancements, everything that was possible under the sun. George Gascon came in, removed the gang and gun enhancements on those murderers, and then after a whole lot of pressure and media frenzy, he caved and reinstated those gang and gun enhancements. So my point of that is saying that family suffered so much in those few months that those gang and gun enhancements were removed from the case. It was unnecessary, it was discriminatory, and it was completely in support of criminals. This is who we're dealing with in the DA's office. I have another story. I know a woman who was a victim of a sexual assault, a rape. Her rapist was out in 24 hours on $1 bail. $1 under DA Gascon. This is who is not enforcing the law in LA County. It's a damn shame. We have a district attorney who supports criminals over victims, who ignores the rule of law, who brings race into everything, rather than the crimes that were committed and the content of someone's character, as opposed to saying, and he did say this, that we need to sympathize and understand the trauma that criminals have been through over victims. He literally believes that criminals have a right to criminalize and hurt people if they've grown up in a poor community, if they've grown up in a disadvantaged environment, if they grew up in a home that was one parent, or a parent was maybe a drug addict, or they were extremely poor. He thinks that justifies them being criminals, and you, every one of you and me, being criminalized. It's ridiculous. Let me tell you, I grew up poor in East LA with a single parent. My dad died when I was 13. I did not grow up and become a criminal.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I never for once thought that the solution to the fact that I grew up poor and that my mom used to say to me, you need to go to school because that's where you get 2 meals. I can only give you 1. I never ever thought I'm going to grow up and steal and become a criminal because I had a messed up childhood.
That's right.
That's not the way the world works.
Right.
Honor and respect for the law and respect for other people and property is what this DA should be enforcing, not respecting criminals who had a messed up childhood.
That's right.
Just get really frustrated. And then I don't even want to touch on Bonin, because to be honest, I can go on forever, but just check out his candidate's Twitter and all his unhinged tweets. That should be enough for you to say, I'm signing the petition to recall him. So here's a petition for George Gascon. He needs to be recalled. I'm going to say what I know many of us feel. I miss Jackie Lacey. I miss the woman who enforced the law, who was
Could you
a
move over just a
black
little bit?
woman
Thank you.
from South Los Angeles, who worked hard, was educated, and never once said, I am a black woman from South Los Angeles who needs to grow up and support criminals. Ever. She enforced the law.
Wow.
We need to make sure there's someone in that office who enforces the law, does not look at skin color, does not worry about the trauma and the issues that criminals have gone through. There's no justification for rape, for murder,
Yes,
for
that's right.
molestation, child predators. They all need to be locked up.
That's right.
Life means life.
So I'm hoping that this petition is the first step to that. And secondly, there's a lot of great candidates that I'm sure will be stepping up for that seat. Please educate yourselves. Read about the candidates, look into what they believe in, look into who they are as a person. Because a lot of times we vote for someone based on name and race. And that's wrong too. Because I can personally say, as a Latina, a whole lot of people that I voted for because they were Latinos have done me wrong and done our community wrong. So, anyway, there's someone else here who's going to come and speak on this effort.
Say your name again.
That's Paula Ramirez.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you. And here you go, Marcus.
Really appreciate
Beautiful.
you, Paula.